Hey, so you're about to make a big decision. Maybe it's about a relationship. Maybe it's about your job. Maybe it's something deep, a move, a risk, a huge life pivot. Either way, you're in that space between what if I do and what if I don't. It's scary, confusing, maybe even overwhelming. I've been there. So this isn't going to be one of those follow your heart cliché pep talks. This is going to be the real, grounded advice you'd get if we were sitting on the floor at 2 a.m., talking like actual friends. No ego, no filters, just truth. Let's break this down together. Pause eins. You don't have to decide right this second. Let's get something straight. Urgency is not clarity. When you feel like you need to decide right now, stop. Because pressure tricks your brain into survival mode, where logic disappears and panic takes over. Before you decide, give yourself a little space to breathe. Not years, just a moment, an hour, a day. Big decisions don't need to be rushed. They need to be understood. Ask yourself, am I deciding because it's right, or because I want the pressure to stop? Because wanting peace and making the right choice aren't always the same thing. 2. Feelings are valid, but they aren't always reliable. Let's be real, sometimes your emotions say, run. Say yes. Cut them off. Burn the whole thing down. But emotions are waves, they pass. And decisions made in the middle of emotional chaos, they usually age poorly. This doesn't mean you ignore your feelings. You listen to them, like signals. But don't let them drive the car. Use feelings to inform your decision. Let facts and values make the final call. 3. Zoom out. Big picture. Always. Imagine your life like a Google Maps view. Right now, you're zoomed in. You're stuck in the block. All you see is the traffic, the mess, the one wrong turn. Now, zoom out. Look at the whole city, the whole route. That decision you're about to make, how does it affect the bigger picture? Will this matter in 1 year, in 5? Will this move you closer to the life you want to build, or distract you from it? Is this about growth or escape? Sometimes we overreact to what's in front of us and forget what we're really building. So pause, zoom out. Look at your long-term life trajectory, not just the current moment. 4. You already know the answer, but you might be afraid of it. This part is hard, but I'll say it straight. A lot of the time, you're not confused. You're just scared. You already know what you should do. It's the quiet answer underneath all the noise. It's that tiny voice that shows up when the world gets quiet. But maybe it's painful. Maybe it costs comfort, or people's approval, or your current identity. So you call it confusion. But deep down, you know. And the moment you admit that to yourself, things start to shift, even if the fear's still there. 5. You don't need everyone to understand. Let's say you choose the thing your gut is begging you to do. You'll be tempted to explain it to everyone, to get permission, to be validated, to be liked. But let me prepare you. Some people won't get it, and that's okay. Not everyone will understand your growth. Not everyone's supposed to. Your job isn't to convince people. Your job is to make the decision that's aligned with your truth, your values, and your vision for the life you want. If it feels right and it costs comfort, that's usually the sign you're growing. 6. You can change your mind, but you can't escape consequences. Let's say this clearly, you're allowed to make a choice and realize later it wasn't the right one. You're allowed to pivot, you're allowed to evolve, but you're not allowed to ignore consequences. Every decision has a cost. Whether it's time, energy, relationships, reputation, money, there's always something on the line. So don't obsess over being perfect. Just ask, am I willing to own whatever happens next? Can I stand behind this, even if it's hard? If the answer is yes, you're ready. 7. Don't confuse fear with the wrong choice. This is a big one. Fear doesn't always mean don't do it. Fear often means, this matters to me. This could change things. This might challenge who I've been. And that's not a red flag. That's a signal. Some of the best decisions in your life will come wrapped in fear. You'll feel like your hands are shaking as you move forward. But that's the point. Growth never feels 100% safe. So if you're scared, it doesn't mean stop. It might just mean go, carefully, but boldly. 8. Get quiet before you get clear. We try to make big decisions while sitting in a storm. Noise everywhere, advice flying in, anxiety, opinions, screens, notifications. But clarity doesn't live in chaos. Sometimes the most helpful thing you can do is disconnect. Turn off the phone, sit with a journal, go for a walk alone, take a drive without music. You'd be shocked what your mind knows when it finally has room to think. Stillness isn't laziness, it's necessary maintenance. Your best answers live in quiet places. You just have to go find them. 9. Ask better questions instead of, what if it goes wrong? Try, what happens if nothing changes? Instead of, what if people judge me? Try, what if I stay small just to be accepted? Instead of, am I making a mistake? Ask, what would my future self thank me for? Big decisions aren't about perfect answers, they're about powerful questions. So ask the ones that expand you, not shrink you. 10. Be brutally honest, but kind. Talk to yourself like someone you love. Ask, am I being honest about why I want this? Am I trying to avoid pain or create progress? Am I making this choice because it's right or because I'm tired? The key here is to be both tough and tender. Challenge your excuses, but also hold space for your fear. You're human, not a robot. The best decisions come from truth plus self-respect. 11. Protect what you're building. Sometimes people treat big decisions like they're isolated events, but every choice you make becomes a brick in the foundation of your life. So ask yourself, does this protect the life I'm building, or put cracks in it? For example, saying yes to a toxic person just because they're familiar. That's a crack. Taking a job that kills your passion just for the title. Another crack. Be careful what you build on. Protect the future you're creating, even if that means saying no to comfort today. 12. There is no perfect decision, just the one you commit to let go of the fantasy. There is no version of life where you make a big decision and everything magically falls into place. No fear, no failure, no discomfort. Every choice has trade-offs. Every path has resistance. The difference is whether you own it, whether you commit to it fully, whether you show up and make it work, even when it's hard. You don't need perfect, you need real. 13. Regret comes from inaction, not imperfection. Want to know what people regret most? Not the times they made a bold decision and it didn't work out, but the times they stayed still, stayed silent, didn't try, waited too long, played it safe. You can recover from a mistake, but the things you don't do, they echo. So don't fear imperfection, fear stagnation, because nothing is more painful than wondering what could have been, if only you'd tried. 14. No matter what you choose, you'll grow. Let's say it plainly, even if you make the wrong choice, you'll learn, you'll adjust, you'll build new resilience, wisdom, strength. Big decisions aren't just about the outcome, they're about who you become in the process. So trust yourself, because the fact that you care this much, that you're thinking this deeply, that you're even watching this right now, that already tells me something. You're not careless, you're not reckless, you're someone who wants to do it right. Now all that's left to do is decide. 15. You're not starting from zero, you're starting from experience. You might feel like this next decision will define everything, like it's the moment that makes or breaks you. But here's something most people forget. You're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. Every mistake, every failed attempt, every tough moment you've pushed through, it built something in you. You've already gathered insight, strength, and awareness, whether you give yourself credit or not. So when you step into this next chapter, remember, you're not weak, you're not behind, you're not lost. You're walking in with more tools than you think. It's not about being fearless, it's about finally realizing what you've earned. 16. Even the right decision might feel heavy at first. That doesn't mean it's wrong. This one's real. You might make the best decision for your future and still feel anxious after. You might feel doubt, guilt, discomfort. That doesn't mean it's wrong. It means you're leaving your comfort zone. Growth feels heavy at first. Change is uncomfortable, even when it's exactly what you need. So don't second-guess yourself just because it's hard. Hard doesn't mean wrong. It means real. Give it time. Let the dust settle. Sometimes the pain isn't from the decision itself, it's from letting go of the past. But eventually that weight turns into freedom, and you'll realize, I didn't just make a hard choice, I made the right one. Final thought. If you're still here, reading this, thank you. Not for me. For you. Because this means you're taking your life seriously. You're asking the hard questions. You're thinking with intention, not just reacting out of fear. That already sets you apart from 90% of people sleepwalking through their lives. So take a breath, make the best decision you can with the information and courage you have right now. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be honest and brave. And you are. I've got you. Now go get it.